School District Coverup, it's October 27, 2025, and these are your headlines. I'm Sydney Henry, filling in for Brandon Waltons, who's on vacation. Celina Independent School District is now under a state criminal investigation following allegations that administrators covered up predatory behavior by a middle school coach. Caleb Elliott, a coach at Moore Middle School, was arrested for invasive visual recording and possession of child sexual abuse material after recording undressed male students in the locker room. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton announced that his Criminal Investigations Division is actively investigating the case. He vowed that anyone involved in unlawful or heinous actions will be held accountable. This announcement comes after State Representative Jeff Leach urged the Attorney General to open an independent investigation into both the coach's actions and potential cover-ups by school administrators. Lawsuits filed by families of affected boys allege that Celina ISD officials had prior knowledge of Elliott's predatory behavior but failed to act, possibly to protect the reputation of the school's football program. Caleb Elliott is the son of Bill Elliott, the longtime athletic director and head football coach at Celina ISD. Following the developments, Celina ISD Superintendent placed Bill Elliott and Moore Middle School Principal Allison Jin on paid administrative leave as the district begins a third-party investigation. However, this investigation is paused temporarily due to coordination with the Celina Police Department's criminal inquiry, as directed by law enforcement to avoid interference. The University of Houston has canceled a required course called Confronting Oppression and Injustice, drawing criticism from far-left academics for what they call an attack on free speech. The university's move comes as part of a statewide response to growing concerns about ideological indoctrination in Texas higher education. The now-canceled class promoted controversial topics such as critical race theory, intersectionality, and what critics say is left-wing activism targeting students pursuing a master's degree in social work. The cancellation follows the enactment of Senate Bill 37, a new Texas law that put an end to so-called shared governance. This reform stripped faculty senates of any real authority, placing ultimate curriculum control in the hands of university boards of regents, as state lawmakers push for more accountability and oversight in universities. The law also requires regular reviews of university curricula to address politically charged content. Faculty groups and professors, many of whom had previously wielded considerable influence over course content, have decried the change as censorship. Alan Detlaf, a professor scheduled to teach the canceled class, complained on social media about the lack of discussion or vote among faculty. However, university officials have assured students that canceling the class will not affect their ability to graduate.
But every day I run into something that I'm dealing with the county judge.
Judge Bray recused himself, but as we'll soon see, he couldn't resist reinserting himself into the process.
Signing notices, setting deadlines, accepting candidate applications, rejecting candidate applications. The dispute that ensued thereafter was centered on whether or not Judge Bray had the authority to do those things or should have been doing those things.
Kicking the Circle, Texas Scorecard's latest documentary, will be available on October 28th at texasscorecard.com. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton has scored a major appellate court victory in his legal fight with Yelp, the online review platform, in a case regarding the labeling of pregnancy resource centers. The dispute began in August 2022 when Yelp added notices to pro-life pregnancy center pages, warning that these organizations typically provide limited medical services and may not have licensed medical professionals on site. Paxton argued these labels were misleading and discouraged women from seeking help at pro-life centers, violating Texas's consumer protection laws. Yelp defended its notices and even updated them to clarify that such centers do not offer abortions or referrals. Despite these changes, Paxton pressed forward, insisting even the revised warnings were unfairly steering Texans away from life-affirming resources. His lawsuit not only pushed to stop the labels, but also sought severe civil penalties against Yelp under the Texas Deceptive Trade Practices Act. Yelp tried to have the lawsuit dismissed on the grounds that, as a California-based company, it wasn't subject to Texas law. A Texas appellate court has now sided with Paxton, ruling that companies targeting Texas consumers cannot avoid accountability simply based on their headquarters location. With the case now heading back to district court, Paxton says he will continue fighting to ensure Texas women and families receive accurate information about pregnancy-related services. For more of today's stories, go to texasscorecard.com.